Hello, hello, hello. How are you? And welcome to another episode of Joe Howarth's Happiness Hacks, where for this series, I am talking to some of the most amazing people that I have ever met in my life that have come into my existence in one way or another. Today, I am talking to the very beautiful Marie-Claire. So I'm just going to pass straight over so she can introduce herself and tell you who she is and what she does. Go for it.
Hello, lovely humans. My name is Marie-Claire Ashcroft, and I call myself the professional rebel. Why am I a professional rebel? Because I don't like rules and I like following my heart and seeing where I'm going to go. I am a self-image specialist and I combine personal brand photography with rebel confidence coaching and mentoring because I want to help people inspire just feel inspired to be the best versions of themselves so they can lead happier, joyful, more real, authentic lives.
That's a mission and a half, isn't
Don't
it?
take things by halves around here.
No, why would you? Absolutely. So I love what you do because, and I see, I mean, we've known each other for a while, but I see you on social media and I see the results that you get for your clients. And the big thing that they all say is about the confidence piece, right? Is that they didn't have the confidence to stand in front of a camera before, and now they do. And it's a huge part of the work that you do, which is unlike any other, I mean, that I know of, unlike any other personal brand photographer out there. It's awesome.
Thank you. Well, all it is that I have a special lens through which I see the world, not just my camera, my actual eyes and perception of this world. I have a different perception. I've got a different brain. I'm neurodiverse. And I just reflect what I see back to people. And the thing is people haven't always caught up with where they're at now. So I'm just showing them what I see. And sometimes they're like, oh, actually, I am actually quite awesome and capable and amazing. It's like, oh. So it happened to me as well, because everyone else was like, you don't realize how amazing you are. So it took me a while to catch up and get to the current season of Marie-Claire.
Yes, I know that feeling well. I know that feeling. Years of people saying, God, you're amazing. And we go, what? Am I?
No.
Don't tell me nice things about myself. Go away. Okay, so why do you do what you do?
Why do I do what I do? Well, I spent the whole of my life not feeling like I fit in. I felt like I grew up with what I now call as the sad sack. It's this invisible energy that because all of us have got this like self-expression, this energy, this spirit in us that lives. And I never felt like mine was ever accessible. So I grew up with low self-esteem, low confidence. I couldn't see who I really was. And I went down a life of should to gain approval, to be the person that I thought would gain love and acceptance. And it led me to a life of depression and anxiety and feeling even further away from my own personal truth. And I realized the more I found out about myself, the more I followed what was right for me, the more I honed in on my natural skill set and what I'm genuinely good at, it brought happiness and more calm to my life and peace and just groundedness that I hadn't had before, and seeing how that changed for me and how I then was able to help people with that as well. It was a no-brainer. So I'm sort of taking people on the same journey I am, going, hi, I've got the torch and I'm a few steps ahead of you. Let's go.
And again, I think that's I've had this conversation in other episodes of this, and it's because it's true for me too. I think when you have experienced that journey, X Factor journey, but when you have experienced that journey yourself, it does become, for a lot of people, it becomes a no-brainer to help other people do the journey, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like you know how much you were suffering and how life didn't make sense and how lonely you felt, and it's like you just want to say, come on, there's other people going through this. You're not on your own. It is hard, but it's so much easier when you've got other people with you who get you.
Absolutely. 100%. Love that. Okay, so you know that I run the Happiness Club, and this podcast is called Happiness Hacks. I am all about the happiness. So what does happiness mean to you?
Happiness Happiness has evolved for me over the years. I'll be honest with that, because I think during my youth, I thought it was the big smiles, the big energy, the having a rocket up your butt all the time, and like this big outward energy. And that was a lie to myself. And I think it's a misconception a lot of people have. So happiness for me has evolved into really knowing who you are, so you don't conform to the shoulds and the outward expectations and the conditioning. It's knowing what you value, it's getting in touch with your body, it's knowing what is right for you at the time, and it might look very different to everyone else. And it's just it's feeling at peace and in the moment, rather than like happy smiley, because that is short-lived, just like all the emotions. So it's about, yeah, it's just about really getting in touch with who you are and following those instincts.
I love that. I love that. That's an enormous part of the work that we both do, isn't it? And again, going back to your take on the photography thing, that's a huge part of that, isn't it? Is helping people get in touch with who they really are and being okay with who they are and allowing that to shine out of them, who they are. Yes.
Yeah. Because that's what draws people to, people buy from people love people. Yeah. So why be anything other than your fabulous self?
Absolutely. Okay, so if you could share a happiness hack with us today, what would you share?
I would share, again, going back to that knowing yourself, getting in touch with the spirit and the energy that's inside you. And a lot of that is through, this won't come across on the podcast part, but I'm showing a photograph of my little self that I always have on my desk, because she helps me. Little Marie-Claire is the big energy. Little Marie-Claire, she knows what the fun and the spirit, and it's always just tuning into where your energy is at. Is it big, or is it feeling confined? And yeah, really getting in touch with what's inside you, that spirit and energy, and allowing it to express.
I love
play.
Yeah, I love that. See, I do that through meditation mostly, but I'm increasing the amount of play I'm doing these days. It's approaching the world with that attitude of play.
Yeah.
It just makes the whole thing more fun to start.
And curiosity, not everyone wants to play with glitter and things like that, but just coming back to that childlike wonder of spirit and energy.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So if people want to find out more about you and what you do and how you do it, where is the best place for them to go?
Well, obviously there's a website. It's www.professionalrebel.co.uk. But I also spend an awful lot of time messing around on Facebook on my personal profile. Just find my personal profile rather than my page, because that's tumbleweeds.
Yes, I know that feeling too. Super. So we'll put the web address in the show notes so that you can access Marie-Claire's brilliance anytime that you like. Thank you, my darling. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have loved having your energy with us, and I love having your energy on the podcast. If you want to know more about Marie-Claire, please check out her website. If you want to know more about me, please check out my website, and I will see you on the next episode. Take care. Bye.